Hi, Travis here, and welcome back to our adventures in Azeroth. Last episode, we got defeated by Backlor, and he broke our chest. So we decided to repair it and call it quits. We got him to around 60% health, and I feel like we just do not have enough to defeat him, and I feel like I need one more level, and we need to upgrade alchemy and get some pots going before we can take him on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to Essingwary's camp. We are going to do some other quests there, and then hopefully I can level up. We'll get the alchemy up, and I have a feeling there's going to be more than just Backlor to defeat, so maybe we'll go on like in a grand tour and try to fight them all. The quest is recommended for 2 people, which makes sense. And Backlor's level 67, so I was missing a lot of hits. My character doesn't have much hit rating, well, doesn't have any hit rating. So I was missing a lot. So for me to get hits on him, I'll have to be at least the same level or higher. But yeah. We'll get him back, guys. It was a sad episode. I usually don't end episodes like that. I've had occasions where I would fight a rare mob for over 2 hours, but I think there was just no way for me to run away and heal. I was trying to find a way to run away and heal, but when I ran away, he would just run away and then get his health back. So, doesn't look like there's any way I can cheese it, unless I guess, somehow bring him to maybe Garadar, but I don't know how that guy would do that. Alright, let's talk to Shadowfit's Farstrider. Greetings, Druid. If you seek to push yourself to the limits of your hunting prowess, look no further. Hammond Essingwary has assembled the finest expedition of remnants to this world has ever known. Join us on safari if you dare. Windroc Mastery. Do you live for the hunt as I do, Druid? If you seek the quietude that comes as you stalk your prey, would you know what it is to honor the last heartbeats of your fallen's quarry? I will help you to achieve this. Nagrand is a lush land full of life in the midst of a broken world. Bring down a handful of the Windrocs, and then we will speak more. You can find them in many places nearby, in all directions around our camp.
Ancestors watch over you.
Alright, so let's go. Let's go do this. Should get us a decent amount of XP. Assume we have to slay around 30 of them. And speaking of Windrocs, there's one right here. Also, Classic WoW has been announced. Well, what they're planning to do with it. I've looked at it, and I'm happy about some things, and I'm not too happy about some other things. The phases they released, or what they plan on doing, I kind of enjoy the other phase system they had in the previous Classic WoW, where they introduced Battlegrounds in Phase 3. I know some of the Alliance guilds with, like, I don't know, servers with that were Horde dominated and had, like, a lot of, like, not much Alliance on them, or vice versa, more Alliance than Horde, had issues with that, because Phase 2 was just everybody, like, ganking each other out in the world, and some factions pretty much got pushed off of their server because of the honor system being introduced in Phase 2. But on Faralina, it was a lot of fun. And I noticed once Battlegrounds were introduced in Phase 3, and they want to introduce now in Phase 1, the world kind of became a little bit more dull. Now, it wasn't completely dull because there were still world buffs to obtain, and people were still out there farming for, like, gold. But Phase 2 was special. It was, like, honestly, I considered it one of my favorite phases in all of Classic WoW. The Alliance and the Horde were fighting a lot. It's a lot of fun PvPing. And I think that just won't be the case. They won't have that in the new Classic WoW. Like, there might not even be like a Tauren Mill versus South Shore, which I think is kind of sad. And that was the first thing that happened in Phase 2. Everyone just went to Tauren Mill and South Shore, Hinterlands, and fought. I believe it's called the Hinterlands, right? Pretty sure. Yeah, Hillsbrad. I mean, Hillsbrad Foothills. Yeah, and it was just a battle between the two towns. It was fun. I always mix those two up, the Hinterlands and Hillsbrad. So I'm not a fan of the phases. They also are planning on taking out world buffs for raids, or a majority of them. I think that's kind of cool. I like that. I think that'll change the raid comps up a bit more. It won't just be, you know, a bunch of warriors and some healers. Now there'll be many more other classes involved, I think. And they're also removing the debuff limit on bosses, which is good. That'll help out a lot of the other classes that put up debuffs, like Hunters, or Serpent Sting, and Blocks can now put up all their dots. Same with Shadow Priests, Boomkins. That'll help all their DPS. They also want to increase the health of bosses, which I think is pretty good. I remember our raid, when we would go in full world buffed, there was many bosses where we didn't even have to worry about mechanics because they would die in under a minute. So it's good that they're increasing the health, because that'll actually make people have to focus on the mechanics a bit more, and it'll make the bosses a little bit more challenging. They're also adding mechanics that they took out of the game, like older mechanics that were removed. So I think the rating will be different, which is nice. I kind of had like a love-hate relationship with world buffs, I would say. They were fun because they got people out in the world, added like some world PvP. You also got a lot of adrenaline when you were like getting chased down by an Alliance or Horde when you had world buffs. It felt really good when you got all your world buffs and logged out. It felt kind of like an accomplishment, believe it or not. Because it's actually pretty tough to do. Like at any moment, a priest or a shaman could dispel you, or a rogue could gank you while you had it. So getting all your world buffs for raid actually felt really good when you did it. But it felt really crappy when you lost them. So that's why I call it a love-hate relationship. It also made the raids much easier, I believe. So that's kind of a negative. Yeah, they're also really reducing the XP limit. It's actually going to be more like TBC. I don't know what I think about that. I think majority of people probably like that. There's more people, I think, are play WoW for the end game. I'm not too much of a fan of it because I enjoy leveling. And I thought Classic had it right. It really felt like a journey to 60. I will admit it did take a while for me to level from 1 to 60 on my Druid on Flag Carrier. It honestly took me over like 400 days of just playing like 30 minutes to an hour a day, every day. It took me like pretty much all the way to phase 6, like over 400 days, over a year to level 60. So I understand that it is a bit much, and for people that, you know, don't have a lot of time, that's fine. So I don't really mind them reducing the leveling and making it more like TBC, which is fine. And then they're gonna add summoning stones. I don't like that. Even though it's nice, like I know which most people would like that. I don't like that because I think traveling to dungeons and raids is a part of Classic, and it's a cool thing. It's a cool part of the game. There's many times when I would be hanging out in Searing Gorge, and you would I'll show you on the map. I have some videos too of it as well. Like I'd be hanging out. Where would it be? Yeah, I'd be in Searing Gorge. I'd be like right here. And then you would see, I think some alliance would be like up, like, I don't know where they would do, but they would summon. They wouldn't summon inside the mountain, because summoning inside the mountain is pretty dangerous. There's a lot of people there. You get ganked. So they would summon somewhere here in the Badlands, like in this mountain. And like the Alliance or Horde or like our guild, you just run through with like 40 people. This was cool. Like you run through with 40 people, and you'd run as like a unit all the way into Blackrock Mountain, into the raid. And if anybody got in your way and wanted to fight you, you just demolish them. And sometimes you would get wiped. Like there's a chance you would get wiped by multi-boxers who had like 10, like I don't know how many, like 8 mages and 2 priests. But it was a part of the game and it was fun. So I'm not a big fan of summoning stones, but I understand why people would want them. It saves time. Anything that, and time's a valuable thing. But I think it takes away from Classic. And they're going to increase herb and mining nodes, which I think is, it's okay, but that doesn't stop the bots from not botting, you know? Like bots are still going to bot. And I guess things will be cheaper now because there's just more supply, which is fine. That means people don't have to farm as much gold. Really, they're making everything easier in the game, except for the raids. I think the raids will actually be harder. So I'm pro with the raids being harder, but I'm not a fan of every quality of life change. The only thing I can kind of live with is the XP reduction. And I'm still not really a fan of that. And I kind of wish they would do something like completely different. Like I wish they would add some new new playstyle type of servers. I remember, I think I messaged them. I don't know if I messaged World of Warcraft, but I left a comment on like the patch notes update on Twitter. I asked them, I just said like, I hope you guys consider having a hardcore server for each region, for like Europe, North America, you know, and Australia. But I don't know if they'll do that. I think it would be a lot of fun if they had one of those. So I think there is a hardcore community. I know it's probably not a very big community, but I think people would enjoy playing that. Because people, like, a lot of people have already leveled to 60 in Classic WoW. Like, people like me, I've already done all the raids. The only thing I haven't done is gotten rank 14. And, like, that's just something I wasn't interested in. I'm not interested in playing like 18 hours a day in Alturic Valley. Like, just not queuing up for Alturic Valley all day. Like, I'm just not interested. But yeah. I know that wasn't what people, like, did to get rank 14. Like, only people that were, like, solo players did that. But if you were, like, a person that was really trying to get rank 14, you would group up with, like, 5 people and queue up for Warsong Gulches. As long as you were winning them and they were going quick, those would be, like, your best way to get honor. And that sounded cool. Like, I probably would do that, but it's just hard playing that much and not getting sick of, you know, the battlegrounds you're doing. Which is another thing. Like, I think they should like add arenas to Classic. Like, I think there's so many people out there that would be like, hey, I wonder what arenas would be like in Classic WoW. Like, just do that. And they could just keep the rank 14 system. That's fair. Okay, like, we got a hunter here. Let me yank this guy. Dude, I'm completely wrecking this guy, dude. Is he alive? Like, are you here, dude? Like... Dude, do something. This guy a bot? Okay. No, finally, dude. I was like, is this guy like, dude? That was weird. But yeah. They should add arenas to the game. It'd be so much more fun. Like, do something completely new. Or just, and like, or have like less servers and be like, hey guys, this is the same, these are servers that are just like it was the first time around. And then we have server, like a hardcore server, and then we have our new, you know, new server, like the new Classic that we want to give a try. Give people choice. I know there's people that would play all of them. They'd give all of them a try. They'd have like an alt on the new Classic that they want to try, and they'd have a character on the old Classic. There just needs to be like they think like all the stuff they're adding is like really new, but it's not that big. It's not that much of a difference. It's literally the same game. They're just adding battlegrounds at the start and the honor system at the start. So while you're leveling, you can get honor, which is kind of cool. It'll increase the amount of PvP while leveling, which I think is interesting. That wasn't the case in Classic WoW, or the first time Classic came out, so I wonder what that'll be like. Maybe there'll be a lot of PvP while leveling now. I just don't like the end game with Battlegrounds, because it incentivizes people to just sit in town to get honor. They just sit in town, they queue up for a BG, and that's how they get honor. I think there should at least be like a 2-month phase, which isn't that long. Which I think how long was Dire Maul? Like 2 to 3 months? Like it was like Dire Maul, World Bosses, and they introduced the honor system. It was like 2 to 3 months of just like world PvP. But yeah, guys, that's my rant. Not much more for me to say. Thanks for listening to it. If you did, thank you. Appreciate it. I don't want to rant for too long. I still think the game's going to be good. It's going to be fun. Especially the beginning. Fresh wipe of WoW is always tons of fun. And I'm still going to play no matter how much I hate the changes they do. The thing is, I would say like I'm 50-50 on the changes. I don't even hate all of them. I like some, and I just don't like and I don't like some. So, and I expect that it would be that way no matter what happens, because you can't make everybody happy. You know what I mean? So I think they're doing an alright job. Just if they all they had to do with me is if they had a hardcore server, I'd be like, this is awesome. You guys can do whatever you want. I don't really care what else you guys do in the game. So I think a hardcore server would be cool. And I know there wouldn't be many 60s on those servers, But I think the achievement of a hardcore server is just to hit level 60, you know what I mean? And then there wouldn't have to be like add-ons and people having to film their progress to prove that they did an Iron Man. It'd be a lot of fun. And like imagine the first like, you know, Molten Core official hardcore raid. Like that would be insane. People would be dying in those raids maybe, and that would be the end of their character. Take them like hundreds of hours they put in just to die in that raid. Pretty wild. I know a lot of people wouldn't do it, but it would be interesting to watch. I don't even think I wouldn't do it unless it's an extreme amount of luck, I think. Well, it's skill and luck. There's a decent amount of luck there if you get to Molten Core and like be prepared for Molten Core and not die. I would say it's mostly skill, but there's a degree of luck there. Because all it takes is like one bad pull in a dungeon, you know, like a Blackrock Depths, and yeah, you die and you lose your character. I would probably play it on like a PvE server. I think a PvP server would just be silly. Be cool if they had both. PvP server would kind of be silly because it's two rogues could just come up to you and just end your character without even you like expecting it. So PvP server would be fun, but it'd be a little too toxic. Like a PvP hardcore server. I think the PvE one would be more popular. Yeah, Blizzard really has a great opportunity to bring Classic back and change things up a little bit. And I think they should just cater to the communities that were created by the player base. The hardcore community was one of them. They catered to the RP community with RP PvP servers and RP servers. So I think that they could, you know, cater to the hardcore community, maybe. And maybe even cater to the arena community. Because there is a WoW arena community as well. Like really all this, like the changes they're doing really just caters to raiders. They're making raiding harder and a little bit more interesting. And the game is much more than just raiding. And I know the game is like WoW they always focus on PvE raids and dungeons more than they do PvP and leveling, so. And it makes sense. Majority of players mostly do that stuff. But yeah. I could talk about this all day. That's I wonder if they'll do this with TBC. I don't know how they can make TBC more quality of life, but maybe they could. Maybe they can make the the raids harder. So I would say the raids have been, I wouldn't say they're easy, but they're not at the difficulty level of retail mythic raids, which is obvious, but they're still, I'd say they're about as challenging. I'd say Nax is more challenging. Nax Rammus is probably more challenging than Phase 1 and 2 of TBC so far. But my opinion doesn't count that. Doesn't really count because I didn't really do the raids, but based on the amount of time it's taken guilds to finish, I think they're pretty much equal. Every day is a gift, and make the most of it. For tomorrow we shall stride swifter over the plains than today. We will spread our arms further and strain to achieve that which tonight we can only dream of, though it may ever elude us. Alright, so there we go. So let's hearth back here. So we got some more Windroc riders to slay. Which one is this? Which one? Should I help this guy? Should I help this guy? Oh, damn it. It's like he needs me, might want me to help him. I'm down to help him. Okay, well, we'll help him out. Or should I do it solo, guys? Should I help him, or should I do it solo? I said I'll help him, so... There, we'll help him. I'll get the quest done. It is a 2-player quest. We got beat up. Time to get revenge. Okay, let's go. Let's go, big boy. Well, it looks like we're gonna go slay Backlore, and we might slay the Windroc one. I know I don't have the quest for the Windroc one, which doesn't really matter. We'll get that done eventually. But we're gonna take down Backlore, guys. And this Windroc one. I think he's gonna go to the Windroc one first to make sure. Get those done. But yeah, it's nice that somebody came up and asked. Get him done. Be cool to do him solo. I think later on, maybe we'll do him solo. We'll give him a try solo eventually. Because I said I wanted to try it solo, so maybe when I get like a higher level, at 67 or potentially 68, we get our alchemy going. I'll give that one a try. What's going on? Okay, it's like a interesting shortcut here. Yeah, enough about Classic WoW, guys. I think I've let you know how I feel about it. I'm interested in it, though. I'm still going to play it. And yeah, I've been enjoying New World, guys. I've been playing New World as well. New World is a fun game. I'm having a lot of fun. It's so much different from WoW, which is why I like it as well. Has a Dark Souls vibe to it. And combat style. It reminds me of a lot of Elder Scrolls Online, which is a game I played I enjoyed. But the thing about it, the servers feel so much smoother. The game feels smoother than ESO to me. So I think that's obviously because it's a newer game, obviously. But yeah, it's a great game. I'm having a lot of fun. Want to tank Akanai. All these people just like to ask me questions, dude. I think this guy's in our guild. I wonder if he's in our guild. No. I guess, oops. Yeah, that'd be cool to tank Akanai. I think we already did Akanai Crypts, though. Who's he looking for? It's looking for a wind, like a certain Windroc, I assume, right? I can't get the quest he has either for the Windroc because I have to do one more quest, so I'll probably have to fight these ones. There she is. Who? What? That what? This? Are you serious? What? Howling Wind, what's this? This item begins a quest. This amorphous mass of elemental air is speaking to you in a language that you cannot understand. You believe the language to be the tongue of the elements, Kalimag. Perhaps someone at the Throne of Elements could shed some light on this unusual find. Okay. I think he's looking for the bird. I don't know what he meant by there she is. Like, I didn't see no elite bird, man. I'm gonna tell him silly here.
Here's the beef.
Here's the beef. That's it. Might as well just tell
I
you.
come from the orcs. We eat with spoons and forks. We love to eat our pork.
It's nice. A little joke session. Alright, man. We gotta find this guy. I should probably give him buffs, dude. Alright, man, what are we doing? Oh my gosh, there she is. Gotta help this guy, dude. So what I'm gonna do... Is he on me? Yeah, he is. What? Come on, dude. Nice, he's got... Put a bleed up on him. I'm gonna have to heal him soon. Give him a big heal. Yeah, baby. Look at that thick ass boy. Can I hit him, dude? Like so bad. There we go. Good job. So I guess like
Strength and honor.
she's in the she's like in the sky. I didn't know that.
For the Horde.
There we go. Now it's time to get back. Backrus. Yeah, we're a good combo. Druid Warrior's pretty damn good. Yeah, back. It's back. Back lore time. Let's call him Backrus. I think Backrus is a better name than Backlore. To me it is. This guy has a debuff too. Stamina reduced by 14. Wow, gut rip. Pretty OP. Yeah, we'll let him get aggro. We can heal up. We'll just put bleeds up on him and then heal. That greater heal did so much, that healing touch. No. Yeah, this is usually where he is. There's that night elf we met. That demon hunter. Went on a ride around here. Fought some elites. It's cool. It's good that we both have epic mounts too. It speeds it up. I like the Raptor mount. You can tell this guy used to play like a lot of Classic. He's got the rank. I think those are like the rank 13. I know you could get those like later on, but like when the TBC patch came out, you can get these shoulders, but he's got the rank 13 shoulders. I think it's rank 12. Yeah, rank 12 or 11 shoulders. Which takes a lot of time. There we go. Found him. It's time to get some revenge. Stay alive, brother. Just want to get a 5-point bleed on him, and then I'll start healing. Okay. Nice heal. Healed himself. Get some hots up on him. Give him a big heal. Top him off. It's crazy how much easier it is after you had one other person. No, my bags are full. Yeah, GG's. Yeah, it was good. Nice little group up there at the end. It was like it was meant to be. I needed to get revenge on Backlore. Well, we got revenge on Backlore. Next episode, we'll turn it in, and we will continue questing in the Grand. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.